Dude, I'm in the same lobby as Hoy and Empty? What the hell? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, this is so stacked. Seriously? Empty's good at this game, right? Empty's gotta be good at this game. Okay, so here's Empty and Hoy. Alright. I don't know any of these other people. Do you guys know any of these other people? Want to see the groups? Dupium, yeah, they're just like, they're doing each group individually. They probably just haven't gotten tiers yet. Alright guys, so the one thing we're gonna have to keep in mind with this tournament is that we're going to want to play very exploitative. We're gonna actually want to check like what rankings people are, because people at different rankings are gonna play differently, and there's gonna be like a kind of like meta in each game depending on like what we actually see, right? Okay, so this is a little bit all over the place. It's an okay start. So this guy is boss 2, BB1, BB2, BB3, BB4, BB5, Lord and Lord. So we have like a whole like rainbow going on. Dude, oh, it's beautiful. Look at that.
I'll do my
Yeah,
best.
I can put a unit in. Stacked group. I think it's pretty stacked, all things considered. I'm pretty confident I favor Batrider over Drow. Like Drow's solid, but she can't outclass Batrider. And here's the Gloves of Haste, their Vitality booster. I've been like recently just trying to force Vitality booster to experiment with it a bit more. So 250 health versus 20% DPS increase from base. So if Batrider has like 100 DPS at Batrider 2, 20 DPS increase. Theoretically, Vit Booster should be better in both the very early and very late game. And Gloves of Haste should be better in like the mid game, in theory, would make the most sense. Because like very early, you don't really have like a good enough holder for Gloves of Haste yet. And very late, you'd want the Vit Booster on a hero that's going to be looking to jam a fat ult onto the board. Presumably. Chainmail versus Blink Dagger. Not 100% on this one either. This is a pretty dead pack, unfortunately. I'm not going Brawny Perk. I don't know why I still do this shit. It's like, it's funny if we get the Brawny Perk, and then if we get a pack, and like before, when I was doing this like a long time ago, the idea is like, if I get Brawny Perk, I'm good. But now, I don't even like it anymore. So now the only reason I'm doing this is if I get Brawny Perk and like 2 completely unpickables. How good is Blink Dagger? Now that it gives 50 mana, it's quite good. Oh, did Juggernaut get all of these? Oh, Batrider stole one. Batrider stole, yeah. Dude, Juggernaut just cleaned up. And this is a pretty unpickable pack. Like, Axe Drug, Morph, Puck, Shadow Shaman is just 5 bed units. Axe is kind of okay. But the rest are actual ass tier. And I think we just have to go with Smuggler here. I've been feeling a little bit not super liking Smuggler as much as like a couple of other items, but it's still like a top tier item. Here's Beastmaster. Beastmaster gives us a bit of a better like first round. We're not really in what I would consider to be a great spot here. Yeah, there's nothing fancy we can do with this one. We can like split tank these and have Beastmaster blink. We're gonna lose against like most boards because we don't have a level 2 yet. So this guy's completed the Druids. He also has like a fairly, it's like an average board. He has like the Druid synergy going on at least. And he's got Anti-Mage, which is just a decent unit. I think if he hits the Ench upgrade or the Treant upgrade, he probably doesn't care on a board like that. He should beat us either way. Caster's talking shit about your board. I don't think I can even go for Slardar here. That's another whiff. That's pretty awkward. I mean, we don't have a third warrior. We can have a weak board again, like pair Bat Riders and Bloodseekers. There's really like not much we can do with this one. We have to do something like this. Like we can't even really hit interest points since it's just round 5, and we can't level here. Yeah. So Boy's on a big Treant out. If he actually finds like Treant, he's got a really good board since he has a level 2 Ench already. Go Assassins? I could. Assassins are pretty solid right now. We'll see. It's not a terrible opener. Typically, it's like the first couple of human rounds don't really matter that much. Like, obviously, if we had like a nutty board already, that would be nice. But we don't really get to complain that we're low rolling until like round 10 at least, basically. It's like, it's 2 rounds in, anything can happen. Because, like, I mean, we're on 3 pairs. Waiting for a lot of things to complete. Looks like druids are basically what all the cool kids are going right now. Okay. We're approaching the point where we can start thinking about complaining. That's okay. There's not too much like going on in these early game positions anyway. So keeping the Bounty Hunter pair is going to be worth it. We just sell the AM here for this interest point. I don't know. I mean, we can't even fight early. We don't have a single upgraded unit. Your board looks like my average around 15 board. Yeah. That's okay. We're just waiting for an upgrade. This is kind of what you have to do when you have a rough start. You basically just have to kind of accept it, let it happen a little bit. You know, don't try to struggle. Don't try to resist. Just let it happen, you know, and hope that your board turns around. Sniper could be pretty solid, obviously. If we get like the Hunter set online, that could be something to actually play for. We're on a lose streak, so we're getting like pretty good gold gain, and we're hitting interest points very aggressively. So the question is, are we thinking about something like Knights? There we go. Should obviously have Vip Boost or something. It's not super ideal board. I'm just planning out like what I actually want to do down the road. Because the question is, do we want like something like Sniper or Knights? And I know like a lot of you guys are gonna like focus on like we could have put the Vip Booster in. It doesn't even really matter right now. The most important thing is that we actually decide what we want to do long term. So the thing about lose streaking is you don't really want to force it too hard. Hoy already has a Tide Hunter, Omega lol. It's a good joke, bro. You don't even want to force a lose streak too hard, right? Basically, it's just if you're already losing, you don't want to go out of your way to stop a loss. But now our loss has been stopped just based on the board we hit. So now we're going to start trying to fight for boards, right? That's the general idea here. I think we need to hit the 20 gold interest, though. And that's going to be a hard one to hit. That might be impossible to hit, actually. I don't think this bounty pair is going to be super good. I could have believed in the bounty pair. It wouldn't have been, like, terrible. We could have sold, like, the Beastmaster over the bounty pair. I was just thinking, like, Hunters is, like, a solid set to open with. If you can't actually, like, complete stuff. Like, Hunters, if you're going to be stuck on 1-stars, they might as well be 1-star Hunters. The reason I don't like Hunters that much as an opener is because they're fairly expensive. There's like just Drow and Beastmaster in the 1 and 2 costs, which means that they're hard to actually upgrade in the first like 10 to 12 rounds of the game. But if you're not really hitting too many upgrades anyway, it doesn't really hold them back in particular. That being said, I'm not sure if we can fit it here. Basically, the most important thing is that right now we have a second knight pairing with Batrider. And we're hitting interest points aggressively, I think. I don't think... We just don't even want to bother with either of these two units, though. So we're about to level up here, which means if we can just snap like a sniper in or something, wouldn't be terrible. It's just a decent unit. Ooh, that could actually change it a little bit. That's very good. So we have the Abaddon. We're not hitting like the next interest point. 1, 2. So we can't hit the interest point. We're just gonna do this. I'm not sure how I feel about Blink Sniper. I need to mess around with it a bit more. It's kind of funny. Assassinate is actually really good in like these early game positions. And of course we want this Batrider. We're just gonna collect everything we can. And we should go to 4 knights. So right now, it's 4 on knights. It looks like this is a low roll lobby. So not a bad RNG start after all. We're easily hitting this interest point here. This is like the point of the game where like these unrelated 2 stars kind of stop mattering. So for example, stuff like this like paired ogre and this like bounty hunter are just completely irrelevant here. Here's the drow and the windrunner, which is very, very interesting because if we take... We're good to beat creeps, right? We can't lose the creeps. If we take drow and windrunner, we definitely could try to pair like drow Abaddon together, go like 3 hunters, 2 knights or something like that. That could definitely be our path forward. Fall from Grace changes things though, because now we no longer need drow. This means now that we have Fall from Grace, I think we're just back in knights, because now we just like have the undead already. Holy shit. And knights work better with undead anyway. I think we have to just commit here. We can't miss this interest point either. Batrider Blink make any sense at all? I mean, he loses like the knight thing, and it just gives him 20 mana. I don't actually have like a single Blink Dagger user on this entire board. It's kind of awkward. I've heard good things about this Razor hero. You guys remember when I didn't take triple Razor last night? If you guys were here when I didn't take triple Razor, that means you were watching me like 10 hours deep into a stream, which means you watch me too much. that was definitely a little edgy though. I probably should have taken that triple Razor. Yeah, this Blink Dagger blows. Do I just have to like... I can't use this on anything, right? Blink Pudge? Dude, I loved building Blink Pudge in Dota. And since we have a streak to protect, and since we have 4 knights, I think we have to take some aggressive levels here. It's only 1 interest point, and it's a big power spike. So we put the Pudge in, which completes like 4 undead. We put the Blink on Pudge, I guess. I don't really know. That's a really weird thing to do, but we do this. So the most important thing is now we have the 4 Heartless, which is really, really good. Fall from Grace changed this build completely, because we got Fall when we were already on Omni Knights plus Bloodseeker. So 4 Heartless means we're basically going to start dealing a lot of DPS. And here's Empty's board. This is a spooky board. It looks like Crazy Rush has a very good board as well. Here's the Omni Pair, and here's Crystal Maiden. I think I like, when we're on something like Fall from Grace, I do tend to like the Crystal Maiden finisher a bit more, especially if we get something like Wicked Intent. I don't know, Blink feels super bad on a board like this. Like, there's no hero that actually wants Blink Dagger, right? Like, he's so fat. I don't want this fatty to have my Blink. Do I put Blink on Bloodseeker? He can start attacking faster. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever said. Let's do it. Like, no, seriously. If I put it on a knight, it breaks formation. If I put it on a Pudga, he's not tanking. It's just gotta be Blink Bloodseeker. There's no other way. Faster attacks for Bloodseeker. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. This is like as bad as Blink AM, by the way. Don't put Blink on AM. Jesus. What is going on? But we have a pretty developed board. I'm pretty happy with this. Let's go ahead and check out our net worth. So we're at 97. We're tied for top net worth, which is actually a little surprising. Here's Crazy Rush. Is that tied for top? Was he ahead of us? Because he should have been ahead of us. He was on a big streak. And here we're just going to respect MT's positioning. That change is the only thing I need to do. Okay, Blink Bloodseeker. Get that Luna. Get her. Do it. Oh, yeah. Ah. Dude, that's so good. Oh. It's like napalm fight. Looks like he's gonna win it.
I'm basically 1/8 gay.
Okay, so Crazy Rush has a pretty similar board to me. Yo, MDG Analytics. What's up, man? Welcome to the 1/8 gay club. And I think there's just nothing fancy to do. Like, we're not really in anything. We're just kind of stuck on knights for the mid game until we transition out. I think my issue as a player in this meta is I like try to transition too early. I try to like force it on 25 when I should do it on like 29. DK is a solid find. It's nice happenstance finding DK that early. Getting Lek in there for 6th undead. It would have been worth picking up just to pick up. I mean, it's better slot on this bench than like Slardar or something. Yeah, sure. I don't know if I would necessarily run it, but it might be like if we got a 3rd warrior, it would definitely replace something like Bloodseeker, and it's a good Blink Dagger target as well. So yeah, I should have picked up that Lycan. That would be a little bit better. Age of Chivalry is such shit. It's actually such garbage, right? Can I just go Hood? Ah. That's actually so insane, dude. I'm honestly more interested than in a Crystal Maiden than anything else, right? Yeah, Pudge is in good position here. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't like Age of Chivalry that much. Most of the Alliance Globals are just kind of bad, but at least it's giving my Pudge like 20% magic damage resist, and I can put my Pudge like I can slap him in the middle now and make him beefier.
No threat here.
I wonder if my Pudge actually might be able to Omega tank now. Right? You playing the tournament? Gar is also playing? Yeah. That's what the stream title is all about. Playing this little tournament. So what if we do something like this? Or like this. Positioning like this could kind of make sense. Because now, like, if everything starts attacking the Pudga, and my knights will kind of, like, follow it in. We could have, like, aggressively gone to 8 here and burned out some interest. We would have had the room for... Honestly, not much. We could have put it in, like, the 6th undead with Drow. That would have been worth it, I think, at the time. It's a little awkward just because there's still, like, there's 5 boards I think we just crushed pretty easily. MT's the only player at level 8 here. That's really surprising. Oh, no, there's one guy down here at level 8 as well. I think MT's board should beat us? No, looks like Bloodseeker went off. I think MT's board is favored against us. Hard to tell, but I think we high rolled that. Bloodseeker should not be hitting 2,700. Is having multiple Tooth and Claw do anything? Yeah. It's neat. So we want to be on like 6 undead here. And yeah, this is where the Lycan would have been worth putting in for sure. So if we want to, we could sell our entire bench and hit this interest point as well. I don't know. It's just 1 gold. And like the pairing CMs in the back are nice. And we have a pretty strong board here. So we got rewarded for misplaying and not taking the level on 17. That wasn't a misplay though. We're supposed to level on 17 there and put it in for that fight. And we're supposed to get punished too. I mean, we hit MT's board. It's kind of funny. So 6 Heartless is just grinding this guy down. Pretty convenient. So now the last thing left is to just like high roll into a really early techies. Book over Luna for DK? Yeah. That would have required what? Selling the Luna? Don't want any of these. I don't know. The thing is, Puck over Luna is a bit better right now. But I don't know if I'd want to sell the Luna. Because I think I'd want to leave the option to go into more Knights open. Like, for example, when we have round 20, I think I might want 6 Heartless. What is this? 15, 20, and then 30, 25. So it goes from 30 to 40 to 55, right? Have we not found a CK all game? I don't think we've seen a single CK all game. Yeah, we haven't. Is DK so good that you could play him without Dragon? Not really. He's pretty Dragon dependent. I mean, you can play him for his Night tag if you're in Knights, and right now we have Fall from Grace as well. But the only reason DK is a good unit is because you can get him to level 2 and you can get a Dragon on the board. The Dragon's only really good when he's level 2 though. Because it's all about that level 2 Dragon. Level 1 Dragon kind of blows. And here's like the Lycan over Drow. I think we can just like call that an improvement probably. The nice thing the Lycan does is it allows me to have a really major out, which is Kunkka. Because now if we find the Kunkka, suddenly we replace the Bloodseeker, which just makes our board a lot better because it completes Warriors while not losing the Hue for Fall from Grace. So the absolute nuts is high rolling like the rounds 21 or 22 techies basically. Are you pumped for how good Venom is now that it's not bugged to be shitty? It still has a lot of problems, like for example, the fact that it lifelinks to wards. If they take that out, it'll be good. Now this sucks. We just have to take Skull Basher, right? I don't know. That's actually a weird one. It's actually close. I thought you were a Retaliate fanboy. I really like Retaliate. It's kind of hard to fit in right now. And Skull Basher is a very good item. Like, it's close. And there was even Dragon's Horde is not even like unpickable there either. I think it can't be Dragon's Horde. If we had like DK paired, at least maybe Dragon's Horde. But all three items are viable. I mean, if I have the Tidehunter already, you bet your ass I'm going Retaliate. But Skull Basher is like almost top pick for tier 3 items, especially how it works with Medusa, especially since we have no other item right now for Medusa to want. Man, not having the CK is becoming an issue for me. For sure. I feel like it's a mistake to not hit this interest point as well. Not sure exactly the best way to hit it. Basher on Bloodseeker. It's too late in the game for Bloodseeker to be reliable. Things are kind of blowing up too fast at the start of fights, and he kind of requires long grindy fights to come online. I'm looking to replace this hero as soon as I can, so we need like basically a Kunkka. We could have kept the Drow and tried to build a, like an upgraded Drow. I think I should probably take like a few rolls here for sure. Like people are stabilizing. We don't want to play risky.
Ready to answer the call.
This helps a bit. So, in this case, we have to take out the Luna instead of anything else, just because we didn't need the 5th Knight. And Luna level 1 just doesn't really do anything. She's incredibly level dependent and item dependent. Glaives is an insane ability. It increases her DPS. I don't want to like tab out to look at the number in the tournament, but it's like 150% increase on any DPS modifier. So damage from leveling, damage from items is kind of the entire point of the hero, but she sucks on her own. I don't know. Kunkka is a really, really big out. Like, Kunkka for Bloodseeker is a ginormous upgrade. There's CK, so we can go down to 6 knights instead of 6 undead, but I think that's worse right now. I think it's honestly almost too late for this. I think I prefer it to Luna right now.
Of course you need my help.
Could be a little bit greedy, but it's a 24 already. My board is like fairly good. That boat just whiffs, which is great for me. Looks like he's good though. So we're basically gonna have to roll it down pretty aggressively on 9 here. I don't know. If I was on more outs, I would roll more aggressively. It feels kind of hard to roll aggressively if I'm not actually on outs, because like I'll plow through like 30 gold and find like one thing. Like 30 gold for a Kunkka is just like a bad exchange. As soon as we found the Dusa, we were on like 2 outs, and now we're on 3. But the upgraded Tidehunter, like getting a level 2 legendary at 9 is a little tricky. It's not like terribly tricky. So 6 Heartless. We're gonna have to flip this board really quickly. And we can't really be in like Warlock either. This is rough. I think we can stay on Abaddon for a bit. And I can't really like guarantee getting what I need right now. I think we can't be in Drow. This upgrade's nice. Really would like the Tidehunter upgrade. We can go with Tidehunter with Blink. I really hate Blink on Tide. Has to be Daedalus, right? I think I have to like spend the rest of it, right? I mean, 6 undead is not doing very much for me right now. We're on 4 knights. 2 warlocks. We're not close to anything. We're close to one thing, which is Tidehunter level 2. And like some random singleton legendary like Enigma. I don't know, maybe I need to play for outs just differently when I'm at level 9. Because it's like any legendary upgrade is so powerful, it kind of just makes an out even if I'm not close to anything. So maybe I just kind of like trap myself with this mentality. There's not much health loss here. Feels good. But I mean, we're not close to 10. We need like a DK upgrade. Daedalus on Dusa instead of Basher. I was thinking about that. I think Daedalus and Dusa just has to make more sense. I haven't actually like run those numbers. It just makes more sense, right? You can't have like, you would want Daedalus on Dusa over Basher. I think it has to be. It's literally just a bigger item. Bigger item, multiplicative effect, right? I don't think it's more complex than that. So here's the techies, and now we might be safe for the roll down. So if we want to take something out, it has to be Batrider, right? And this is the point in the game where I think Blink techies is actually good. His positioning is a bit off. I mean, Blink techies... he's gonna put the bomb right under him, I think. Oh, that's a really good hook, because it makes my bomb placement better. I guess bomb placement doesn't matter here. I don't know, Techie's level 1. If it doesn't get focus, it charges so slow. I'm pretty sure Blink Techies is just, like, terrible, right? Why would you go Blink Techies? It just sounds awful, guys. I kind of want to go to 10. I don't know. I mean, I think we have to be 10 on 31. We can't not be 10 on 31. And my board is stable. Even though my health is low, I think my board, especially after those couple of rolls, like Necro improves me a bit. The 10th slot and the better legendaries are more important. And now suddenly we can't die by 10. The most important thing is, like, if we lose on 28 and 29, we can take 22 damage, but we're not in one-shot range, which means we have to now agree to 10. 10 on 31. Yeah, it has to be 10 on 31 now. Well, he's going out next. His hunters are fucked. Yeah, they seem like they're falling off. Alchemist is sweet. So the next thing to go is like 6 Heartless. It's not time yet. This positioning makes a lot more sense against this lineup. Because we don't want techies to be blinking on here instead of on the Enigma. That's a much better bomb placement. If we put techies in our back corner, he can blink into this very, very back corner, and he can place a bomb literally here instead of here, which can actually have a really, really major impact on the fight. And Dusa not having to waddle before she attacks is nice as well. Now, the one thing is that against Hoy's builds, our positioning is not worse, which is why he just repelled us even though we beat him before. Okay, so we're about to mix things up. I think we can no longer be in 6 Heartless, unless maybe... No, even if we get Wicked Intent, we want to be in 4 Heartless. So we're about to sell down. Right now, it's just going to have to mean, like, cutting out of, like, Warriors, right? We could get rid of Knights instead of Warriors. Go to level 10 and get Warlocks instead. I mean, I have to be 10. I have to be 10 on 31. I can't not be 10. Yeah, we have no choice. Drow is almost considerable. There's a world where we're about to run Drow. I'll stay stuck on a Kunkka here, honestly. Not a one-shot range yet. The fact that our tide is still level 1 is kind of awkward. Mr. CM. Might lose this. It's gonna be close. This Pulse is doing a lot, but we lost. Bomb and Pulse. Oh! Crit. Yeah, even with max crits, we lose this. It's just a little bit of health, though. It's just 5. This feels bad. I think I have no choice but to lock this. This is basically assuming we don't die in the next fight. I don't know, this feels bad. I don't think there's actually a single thing I can do. We're so close to a lot of outs. We beat Hoy. If our Ravager goes off first, we're good. I don't think I can sell my bench. I think I just lose if I do. Got a big midnight pulse. I think we're dying too fast though. Pudge should go down. Okay. So now we have to hit the outs basically. And I think we're always out of Alchemist. don't think there's any positioning improvement we can actually do here. Tide Hunter level 2 is kind of the only thing I can do. I can put Blink on Tide. I really don't like Blink on Tide. It makes him incredibly inconsistent. It's like a good enough bomb. I have a bit of an awkward amount of frontline here. Keeping the Night Pair might have made more sense. Because we have to... This is the point where we're easily out of 6 Heartless. Lycan has to go before Pudge, right? Staying in Kunkka might have been better. And not having Disruptor is really awkward. Disruptor level 2 is such a big improvement to this board. Pharaoh has fast attack speed for Basher at least. Yeah, we should go down here. Now, 4th place feels pretty bad. I mean, these are like the 4 good players in the lobby. But we should do a bit better than that. In the last like 3 rounds, we played a bit awkward. The biggest issue is we should have gotten out of 6 undead like 2 or 3 turns earlier, basically. The most important thing though is that, I mean, we didn't complete anything. We didn't get like Enigma. The only hero we completed is Tide Hunter, right? I mean, we could have like done committal cells on our bench. Let's watch this. I don't know. It feels pretty bad. I think we could have gone down to something like 2 undead. But throwing in like an additional Enigma level 1 or whatever, it doesn't really help at the end either. Like, Enigma and Disruptor level 1 are just such non-units. At that stage in the game when everyone has level 2s of everything, like, I can't win there. Was CM that needed? Do I need it on a full Warlock package? Yeah. Level 10 was a mistake? I don't think there's any way that can be right. We got better odds being level 10. And we needed the 10th slot. I don't think you can reasonably... I mean, there are exceptions for sure. But you need to level to 10 early. And we had the extra like value for the slot to put in. $50 gold rolled are better than 1 level. I mean, 50 gold rolled is very valuable at like level 9 rolls. Level 10 rolls are worth about 80% more. And we rolled on 10, what, like 10 times? I think at least 10 times. I'd rather have the better odds and the extra hero slot. Like, it's always going to be better. I guess it's like, it's technically a little higher variance. I don't even know if that's true. I could see arguments either way for both of them being like the higher variance play. Dude, I wish I could like spectate proper boards. It's just bugged, right? There's nothing I can do. I can't like unclick the thing. Non-trolling aside, not picking that retaliation was costly in hindsight after immediately picking up Tide and Deuce afterwards. Yeah, but what does that mean? Are you saying I should have taken it? I mean, I think there's a consideration to take it, but whether taking it is good or not doesn't change based on whether we get the Tide Hunter or not. Right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And by the way, guys, I'm still in this tournament. Like top 4 is basically just means we're paired against like another top 4 board. Although I'm probably going to have to get like, I think how it works is there's 64 players and like top 4 scores advanced. So I'm probably gonna have to get like first place and second place or something from now on to advance. Retaliation is Bay. You knew it was coming online. Sure. I think you might be right. Retaliation is probably better with a Tidehunter level 1 than a level 2. I think we should have taken Retaliation. It feels there's certain items that banking on being able to find a specific thing is going to be weak. But since it only needed to be a Tide level 1, and since Retaliation is literally better on a Tide 1 than a Tide 2, it was probably fine to feel sure that we would get the Tide, I think. Why is everyone playing Knight in this lobby? Oh, because like early Knights curving into like good stuff is basically just like the strongest strat in the game right now. I mean, 3 out of the 4 top players did early Knights curving into good stuff. Nobody in the bottom 4 did that. Can you explain that? Why is it better on Tide 1 over 2? Because Tide 1 has problems charging its ulti. It's not universally better on Tide 1 than Tide 2. It's relatively better relative to the individual powers of Tide 1 and Tide 2. When you're comparing it to other heroes, it's not better on a Tide 1. But Tide 1 is the one that doesn't have like as much of a guaranteed ult. And this gets him there. It also even allows you to do something like put a chainmail on him. Like, if you have chainmail on Tide, it's normally a really bad thing. Because it makes it like very slow to charge your ulti. Like MT's chainmail on this Tide right now is basically making it hard for Tide to ult at all. Compared to something like a VIP booster. It will make the ults both slower and less likely to happen. But when you have Retaliate, you can put the chainmail on the Tide, and it'll actually, at that point, make the ults more likely to happen. Which is very interesting. The reason for that is because mana gained is a function of damage taken, or damage dealt by very specific sources, Retaliate being one of those sources. So normally if you put a chainmail on a Tidehunter, you gain less mana, and you're gonna get blown out by ultis faster than the other person. But if you have Retaliate, your mana gain is gonna be fast enough that your only issue getting your ult off is getting like literally one shot. Which makes chainmail your friend, because Retaliate insta-charges your mana anyway. Isn't that a consideration for VIP booster over chainmail in this meta? Everything is backwards? No, I mean that's always been the case. That's not even about this meta. That's just like that's just fundamental to the nature of the game. In late game, you're saying based on early game picks, which sure, that makes sense. I don't know. I think in every meta, there's always going to be some allure to VIP Booster. VIP Booster is always going to be better at the end of the game. And Chainmail is always going to be better in the mid-game. Basically. I like how the game does that. So I'm just waiting for this to finish up. I don't know when the next round is going to be generated. We might actually be sitting here for a little bit. You gain mana slower and all Tide needs, and that late game was time to complete the cast. Yeah, with chainmail, exactly. But basically, like, VIP Booster's better in, like, the first, probably, like, 10 rounds. Chainmail is better from, like, rounds 11 through 25, and then VIP Booster's better again after round, like, 25, which is kind of interesting. I was reconsidered Breach of the Martyr and Aggressor today. I found out I always just want Martyr over Aggressor at this time. Yeah. No, I like Martyr over Aggressor. For sure. 100%. Breach of the Aggressor is kind of shit. Like, what's a hero Breach of the Aggressor is good on right now? Double mana gain from attacking? Why would you want that? It's like, it's okay on something like Gyro if you don't have a damage item. The problem is it's competing over damage items, right? There's no point for it to exist. It's good on, like, Lich, I guess. Lich is, like, the one hero that Breach of the Aggressor makes sense on, right? TA? Yeah, but TA is not in the meta. How much money is this tournament worth? It's a qualifier for a 2K. I think it's a 2K. This is pretty close. I really wish I would actually love it if it wasn't bugged right now. If I could kind of like properly see fights, because I'd like to actually like watch what's happening here. Breach of the Aggressor on Necro. It's okay on Necro, but I'd still rather have like Martyr. Like most mana is gained from taking damage, not dealing damage. So increasing damage taken mana is more valuable than damage dealt mana. But yeah, Necro and Lich are the two heroes that you can sometimes go Breach of the Aggressor on. I'm thinking, like, to myself, Breach of the Aggressor is honestly just kind of a shit item, right? Like, would I take that over, like, a Chainmail? Maybe not. It could be a little situational, but looks like nobody's dying from this one, right? This board repelled, but it's not doing enough damage if it happens on this side. Both repelled. It's also good on Keeper of the Light. That's true. I don't really like Keeper in this meta, but it's something that you can't find some places and some boards. It's not really what I would consider like a late game unit. There's going to be situations where it exists in the late game, though. Okay, so here's around 45, and as we can all see, this is the majestic Year Beast. If you guys haven't seen it before, take a good look. Year Beast has a big cleave attack, and it's got these nice big claws or whatever. I don't know. Who cares? Let's see what these items are. This is the kind of like late game that can fairly often get decided by like what items are actually held. There's 3 Heartless with Wicked Intent on the side of MT. Both players have Wicked Intent. Wicked Intent is actually kind of nuts in this meta. So both players are kind of like locking each other out of like Warlocks. Right now, both players are down to 2 Warlocks because both players also have Wicked Intent. We have the double refreshers here. This guy's going like 3 bombs. He's got refresher double techies. Can you move on to the next round from top 4? Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing. I don't know when it'll generate. We might be stuck here for like 20 minutes while we wait for the next round to start. Desperate Measures is a win here. It's a big upswing. How good is this? So like before, yeah. So, ooh, look at that. So Crazy Rush got Desperate Measures, and MT got what? 100 gold. Yeah, with Dragon Sword. Units gain 1 attack damage and 1 mana gain on damage taken received per 5 points of damage. So it's 15% mana gain across the board. Jesus. So back when like a couple of weeks ago when this was just attack damage, you can treat this as like, it's pretty safe to treat this as like basically like 17 or 18%, right? It's kind of always going to be around 17 or 18% when the last board is finishing. So like 18% attack damage is actually okay, but it's not really that good. It doesn't increase your mana gain, and most damage is from spells. There's only like 2 units on your board that are actually doing DPS, and they'd rather have something like a Daedalus than something like Desperate Measures. But now that it increases like mana gain, this item is like an actual really good thing, right? It's not like, I don't think, it's very close to Shiva's, I think. Shiva's, this, and the extra board slot are all close together. Board slot is sometimes like super broken in certain situations, but it's very situational.